Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your September 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. So this reading is for my Leo fire signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you, although sometimes these messages can get very specific. But what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Leo signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It really helps the channel out. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And then of course you get notified when the next videos are up. So Leo, let's jump in. So what I'm being shown here straight away is someone who just looks super busy to me. And for many of you, it looks like you are just involved in everything, you know, work, social activities, family, whatever that is. But there's this sense for me of, let's say, burning the candle at both ends. There's something that feels, you know, a little bit out of balance about this. And when I feel into your recent past, I feel like something has come to a close. There's been some kind of completion of something. Now, for many of you, this is going to be a relationship, a connection to someone, and for some of you, that's going to be job or career. Whatever it is, I feel like it's been quite a challenging time for you, and I feel like there are still, you know, a lot of perhaps difficult emotions that still need to be processed. And there's this sense of, I feel for many of you, just kind of burying yourself in work, in social activities as a way of trying to move on, as a way of trying to kind of perhaps deal, you know, with this situation and these difficult emotions that it's brought. And with your overall energies, we have the King of Wands. And this is fire energy. This is all about creative energy, passion, you know, following that creative spark, that creative flow in life. And it's also a card, I feel, of, you know, really claiming your power and standing strongly in your power. It's a very magnetic, charismatic energy. So for some of you, this may have been somebody that you are dealing with or have been dealing with. And what lies in your recent past is the Two of Cups. And the more I feel into that, the more I feel that this is someone that you have been dealing with in the past, where there was perhaps this hope, this dream that, you know, this was going to be your person. You know, this Two of Cups energy. So this is all about, you know, the balance of masculine, feminine, of, you know, these deep mutual connections. And I think that's the key word here, mutual connections. And with your current energies, we have the Hermit, which is all about just taking a step back and reflecting, you know, on, you know, whatever this situation is. It's about, you know, really tapping into your inner wisdom at this time, taking a step back, taking a pause, and, you know, perhaps looking at things, you know, in a higher from a higher perspective in terms of perhaps soul lessons, or what this situation has taught you or illuminated to you. Because the hermit is someone that has had a lot of experiences in life, and someone that has learned from those experiences and grown and evolved, and there's a certain wisdom that comes with that, and it really is about drawing upon that wisdom right now, Leo. So with your feelings towards your situation, the Ten of Pentacles, and this is a card of building for the future. It's about legacy. It's about working towards the long term, laying those strong foundations and really working towards a future. And this is what I feel your hopes and dreams were, with this person, with this King of Wands. And what lies in your area of a challenge here is justice. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of, burying your head in work or social things as a way of, perhaps avoiding dealing with difficult truths or feelings, because justice often comes in to really cut through any illusions, to get to the truth of a situation, but also to balance things. And when it's in the challenge position, it can often be, when we're having trouble, really facing the truth of a situation. And with your hidden influence, we have the Five of Wands, and this is a card that is usually about conflict. Now that can be conflict in, friend circles, family, relationship. It can also be a conflict inside of yourself. Because justice is, it is a call to accountability and to really take responsibility for perhaps our part to play in the experiences that we're having. Because when I feel into, this King of Wands, I do feel like there was, a lot of passion and chemistry in that sense between you and this person. And remember that, the gender can be male or female here. But what I'm feeling, may have been lacking from this person is the long term, the commitment, the long term. And the invitation here, really for your person was about connecting on a deeper level with you, and doing that in a very deep, mutual, balanced way. But I just feel that, whoever this relates to just wasn't quite there yet, Leo. And the challenge here for many of you, I feel, is, letting go of that Ten of Pentacles and, those hopes and those dreams that you had about this person, this connection. But what I also feel here is, if we are very honest, I feel like there is also something about, this past connection which, wasn't entirely fulfilling for you. And with your advice from the universe, we have the moon, and this is a card that usually comes in when there is a call to, really tap into your intuition at this time and allow that to guide you forwards, particularly when, the situation is a little bit unclear, the road ahead is unclear in some way. Sometimes it can also represent, those deeper parts of ourselves, the subconscious, fears or insecurities that we need to face. And in your outcome, we have the Five of Cups, which very often, it is a card of loss, a card of, needing to let go of, something or something breaking down. But when you look a little bit more closely at the picture, there's still two cups which are standing, so there is still something, that can be resolved, from this situation. Whether that is understanding, the blessings, the soul lessons here, which is what I feel is the thing to really look at here, because it's about, aligning, with your truth and your values and really staying true to you. But of course the fear is, in doing that, facing those difficult emotions around whatever has fallen apart or broken down here. And so that's the invitation here, Leo. That's the invitation from the universe, is to, find the courage to do that, to face those difficult feelings of, perhaps rejection, of loss, of sadness, to, face the truth of a situation, with this Justice card. But of course that involves, letting go of that Ten of Pentacles, but really, it's, whatever is going on, it's always happening for us, not against us. And it really is about trusting that, an ending does always bring in some kind of new beginning for you. So Leo, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, Leo, and I wish you a great month ahead.